They said it could not be done. They said there was not enough news to go around. Nearly 2 decades later, Fox News Channel and you, our viewers, have proven them wrong. Hello, I'm Bill Hemmer. Welcome to Fox News, Our Story. The channel launched from a more modest studio October 7th, 1996. And from the very beginning, there's been a mission: fair and balanced news, and a motto: we report, you decide. Today, I can report that you've decided Fox News Channel is the #1 cable news network in America, and you've made us #1 for 12 consecutive years for both total day and prime time. How did that happen? You're about to find out. George Bush, this is your life.
Mr. Carney, taxes,
with all due respect, we've heard all of those excuses before.
Fair, balanced, and dangerous. You never know what the guests are going to say. You never know what we're going to say.
Oh, good job, Brian.
In the beginning, it was like headline news. Oh, can I say that on Fox? And then it was loosen it up, and we went totally loose.
I think Brian already challenged me to a couple of races outside, maybe high-heeled football, I'm not sure. Joining the Fox News family is the equivalent of growing up as, you know, a Boston Red Sox fan or a Yankees fan and then being asked to play for the team. This is an honor and a privilege, and I'm beyond thrilled to be on the team.
The Fox brand has a reputation for being edgy. Its movies, television shows, and sports have always been innovative and fearless when it comes to taking risks.
What the bloody hell was that?
But at heart, News Corp chairman and CEO Rupert Murdoch has always been a newsman. And he was committed to starting a first-class news operation that too would be as innovative and cutting edge.
We can firmly announce the starting of a Fox News channel.
I knew that Rupert was the kind of man who took risks and put money at risk to back them.
Mr. Murdoch put his faith in Fox News chairman and CEO Roger Ailes. From the beginning, Ailes clearly stated the mission of Fox News: to report all sides of a story, unbiased and unfiltered.
The American people are very smart. They know the difference between news, facts, analysis, commentary, opinion, spin, and BS. The other news organizations won't tell you the difference. We will.
You are about to enter the no-spin zone.
Is it better for our country to know the details of what their elected officials are doing? I would argue, yes, it is.
There are people who don't live in Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, Boston, and those big cities who maybe weren't served all the time.
It was a market sitting there waiting to be served. We served it.
Powerful, insightful, fair, and balanced. Megyn Kelly taking prime time to the next degree.
I think I am fair and balanced and fiery. Listen, I ask the questions here, not answer them.
What does fair and balanced mean to you?
I think fair and balanced means you bring the news accurately, truthfully, but with context and perspective. When it came out just a few weeks ago from him, from Mike Nifon, that he has never interviewed this accuser is inexcusable.
When that Duke lacrosse story broke,
There were serious questions about this woman's story. I just didn't understand why they weren't being investigated.
And you smelled a rat.
I did.
that was a terrific example of a story everybody else was doing, and we did it in a different way, and we got it right.
You need these issues framed in ways that they can readily relate to.
People get it. Everybody gets what's going on in this country, and I think that they like that we don't talk down to anybody here.
You say that the more people know and viewers become educated, the better voters they become.
I do believe that freedom of the press is really a primary function of democracy.
You're gathering the news in real time and then putting that directly on TV.
Suspicious packages on board 2 UPS planes have forced those planes to be quarantined.
We don't have details on what that package might look like.
It was a tense environment, and the big question was, these planes are in the air. You know, what's going to happen next?
With a young, ambitious staff working 24/7, the Startup Network launched October 7th, 1996, in only 17 million households. Competitor CNN was in 70 million homes.
All you had to do was walk into the newsroom, because everybody here was technically getting paid less, working more, doing more, but they had almost like they were all stockholders. Are these people really this motivated?
Was anyone watching in October of 1996?
No. It was like doing television in a vacuum. We couldn't even watch it here in Manhattan because there was the argument with the cable company that had Manhattan wired.
$10,000 I'm doing an interview for. Am I right, wrong? Right, wrong?
I think we need to call Mr. Murdoch.
I don't know. Do I have that on my visa limit?
Do you ever stop and reflect and think about how far this place has come?
When Roger Ailes would get up and say, I have a 5-year plan to knock off CNN, I thought the guy was drinking Kool-Aid.
I really do believe that, that over time, Fox has become a really powerful news operation.
CNN had a 16-year head start, but in 5.5 years, Fox News was #1 in viewership. Today, Fox News has an average of 1.77 million viewers in prime time. CNN has 577,000. Fox more than doubles CNN and MSNBC in prime time.
You came from CNN. What struck you when you got here?
When I was working over at CNN, we had a large staff. We had between 60, maybe 65 people.
We have a super large staff.
We have like 12. I think everybody around here has to be nimble in order for us to stay on top, to stay competitive, and to stay #1.
Yeah, and you know, you talked to Roger Ailes about that and how you stay fresh, and you know, he constantly encourages us to think outside the box and to do something different.
He may be great, but that target's so small.
What would you say about our correspondents and the work they do?
I think they're the best in the business. When certain people who shall go nameless have suggested there are not journalists at Fox News, I want to look at them and say, really? And the way they, in some cases, literally risk their lives to get after a story.
Right now, they're firing tear gas. Ellie, I can't see.
Georgian forces, Malachi, have begun to fire at journalists with pistols.
You were the first person publicly, throughout all media, to mention the name Osama bin Laden. Why did his name come to mind?
I'm a private pilot, and I knew that bin Laden had been implicated in that plot to blow up airplanes over the Pacific. So when airplanes flew into buildings in New York, I think it was 15 seconds after the second plane hit, I mentioned his name. This has to be deliberate, folks. Some of the key suspects come to mind: Osama bin Laden.
What changed for you after September 11th?
It all changed on September the 11th because it became more about the news and less about everything else.
After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
Bin Laden is dead. Multiple sources. Osama bin Laden is dead.
The rescue of the first of 33 miners in Chile trapped underground for 69 agonizing days.
And these people have been holding vigil. People like her, Elisa, her family. Él tiene hijos.
Barack Obama is the next president of the United States, and what a ride it has been.
You can count on Fox News Channel for the latest in politics and the events from our nation's capital. And we count on Team Washington. Straight ahead, Bret Baier and Brit Hume, and the timely launch of Special Report.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.